Hello, welcome to the DPS GL Budgeting Made Easier webcast presented by Diane Carlisle. The agenda today will cover financial statement budget options, our current method of budget entry and extend, using the GeoBudget download and upload processes, and upcoming webcasts. In the financial statement setup, there are 81 different calculation options you can use. Of those 81, 46 relate to budgeting. Here are some examples of those options. Most revolve around different time frames such as period, year to date, and quarterly. Let's take a look at the Extend budget file maintenance as it currently stands. You'll notice that the balance sheet accounts and the income statement accounts work a little differently. Balance sheet accounts, when you enter an amount in the yearly budget amount, it will be entered into each period, whereas the income statement accounts, the yearly budget amount will be divided by the number of periods. So here is the GeoBudget file maintenance and extend. For our example, we're going to add account number 431600, which happens to be travel expense. And we're going to enter it for the fiscal year 2015. And for the yearly budget, we're going to set it at $12,000. So when we press enter, we'll see that the $12,000 is divided by the 12 periods, coming up with $1,000 each period. Now I can override some of these periods to be more accurate or to reflect what I want it to be. Or we can leave it at the $1,000. It just depends on your situation. Now let's take a look at another way to get the GeoBudgeting information into Extend. It's called the GeoBudget data download and upload process. Notice that this is accessible through a URL, which means you can access it from any place at any time. We'll start by clicking on the data exporter, which will bring up a prompt screen. We chose the data type of GL account budgets. There's also another one similar called for the revised budgets. And then we selected the fiscal year of 2015. And what's important with this one is we need to include selection criteria and include database field names. This is needed so that when we do the upload, the fields can find each other between Excel and Extend. So we click on the export button, and notice in the bottom left will be our Excel download file. Once we click on it, it's automatically going to launch Excel and look something like this. As you can see, we already have data coming from Extend. You may not. Yours might be completely empty to start. So we'll start by clicking the Enable Editing button. And the first exercise we're going to do is to change the account number 431700, which happens to be meals and entertainment. Originally it was $200. So what I've done is change period 1 to 250. I click the little dot in the bottom right hand corner of it and drag it all the way to the 12th period, and when I let go, all of the periods will now be $250. The next thing we're going to do is add a record. So by right-clicking on the line number on the far left, we right-click, choose Insert, type in the company number, any reporting level combinations, and then the account number 431800, which happens to be automotive expenses. We'll type in the year 2015, and then again type 1000 in our period 1. and then drag and click all the way to the far end till we get to period 12 so that it will copy the $1,000 into each bucket. From there we can make changes if we want to, but we'll leave ours as is for today. So once we're done adding and changing and deleting any records that we need in Excel, we can go ahead and save that file. So the next step will be going back to our URL and choosing the GeoBudget upload process. Again, we get a prompt screen very similar to what we saw. We're choosing the budget file for 2015, and we have to choose the file that we want to upload to extend. In this case, I chose the one that we had originally changed, which is GeoBudget number 1. Edit checking is done on the upload, so if there is an invalid entry in the Excel spreadsheet, the upload won't occur, and instead errors will be noted on the screen. So when I click upload, if it's successful, I will get a pop-up window that says spreadsheet processed successfully. And then down below, we give you some information about that. So originally, it found 55 rows, and it deleted 54 that were original in Extend, and then added the 55 here. So in other words, what we're doing is we are deleting all of the records that were in Extend relating to 2015 and replacing them with all of the values that we found in Excel. And in this case, since we added one line, it increased it to 55. So once we've got this uploaded, we can go ahead and run our financial statement again. And I chose an income statement that's got budget versus actual. And notice the second last column is the year-to-date budget. So if I page down, we'll be able to find those accounts that we changed or added. So then when 2015 rolls around and we actually have actual figures, then we'll be able to see a real difference here. Okay, so that concludes our webcast on the GeoBudgeting Made Easier. We've covered how to use Extend to enter your budget figures to be used in the financial statements. We've also seen the newer data download and upload process using Excel. If you feel the data download option is more suited to your needs, please contact an SSA or DPS sales rep for more details. As far as our future webcasts, we have one coming up in November 19th, which will cover the DPS development from 2014 and plans for 2015. And then in December, we'll talk about year-end processing. If you have any questions or suggestions for future webcasts, please contact DPS at 1-800-654-4689, or you can contact one of your SSAs. Thank you.